that's what I've been thinking about this morning. It's kind of scary one to think about being comfortable and challenge oneself on your comfort. I do think that being comfortable is not a bad thing, but being too comfortable is detrimental to our physical, mental, spiritual, psychological health. I got trapped in being too comfortable. When I came to the US, I think I strived to be in a very comfortable space. I wanted to do better than what I was used to. I wanted to experience things. I wanted to be in a space where I didn't have to worry, or I didn't have to struggle or strive to achieve certain things, especially from a monetary standpoint. And I think that really pushed me to success, or success in the way that I thought of it. I didn't really want much. I wanted to be in a really nice apartment or home, and I wanted to not have to ever worry about my bills or have to worry about where money will come from or anything like that, and to even also have the ability to give. And that was all I wanted. That was the level of comfort that I strived for. And in many ways, I think I've achieved some of those. But once I got there, once I was able to achieve the things that I set out to do, I became stuck. I kind of start drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't know if that's the if that's the term or what they say, but what I mean by that is I didn't necessarily have anything else I felt like I needed to go after. And though yes, anybody would like more money, anybody would like to have more of everything, but I got comfortable in the things that I had. And unfortunately, because I got so comfortable, I no longer strived to do the things that I maybe really wanted to do, because I didn't want to hinder, or I didn't want to mess up the comfort that I had built. So home was good, relationship was good, and I became very controlling of what it is I wanted to do with those things. I didn't want them to deviate anymore. I didn't want the foundations that I built to shake. And because I was so comfortable, because I was in a place of, oh yeah, this is good, this is nice, wouldn't want anything else. I would normally say to my friends here that anything after this is brata. And as a Jamaican, you know what that means. But for my other audience out there, brata is the little extra. It's not really, it's like the cherry on top. So it's not that you really need it, but it's nice to have. And it's like, this is that little extra oomph. It doesn't really do much for the overall, but when you get, it's a perfect example would be when you go to McDonald's. Granted fact, I'm on a no junk food diet right now. But when you go to McDonald's and you're eating your fries, and then that little fries in the bottom of the bag, that's the broth. That's the issue. It's like, oh my gosh, like I found fries in the bag. Ooh, that's so nice, right? But you can get so used to being in that comfort that you never strive for anything more. And that is where I think the detrimental part of life comes, when it is that we never strive to be better than where we are. And it's easy for us to get stuck in that moment. Granted fact, I know not everyone is in a place where they're comfortable and then they're too comfortable that that's not their reality. But at least for me, it became a detriment. My comfort, my ability to want to not have any disruption in life drove me. And that's also one of the reasons why it was hard to even start anything. I think that on this journey of life, we have to always be mindful of when it is we're striving for comfort and when we become too comfortable. Because when we strive for comfort, there is a level of growth that happens in our life. We are after something. We want things to be better. We want to be in a place where we feel accomplished, right? We see the things that are happening. We are appreciative of all that is happening for us, and we need to do that on the road to growth. But once we get there, we don't want to just stay there. We don't want to be there for too long that ultimately it starts to decay. Ultimately it starts to just, and we're trying everything. We get anxious. We get so induced in, oh, I need to make more money here. I need to do this so that I can keep the lifestyle that I have, so that I can keep the comfort that I am experiencing. And that becomes draining. It becomes not a healthy place to operate from. And I know for me, I became very anxious over time. I grew up, I was never an anxious person. My mantra was, do not worry. That's how I navigated life. And because I was usually content with where I was, even if it wasn't quote unquote comfortable, I enjoyed just being in that mode. But once I got comfortable and I wanted to keep that comfort, it really brought me to the point where I was no longer growing, and that was sad. And I was striving for something that I felt like I couldn't get, and there was no satisfaction. But one of the things that got me through and is enlightening for me is to know that, one, I'm enough. Two, I can be content with what I have. And not because of I strive for this, but rather thinking and knowing that it's God who gave me these things. He will take care of me even when I don't feel comfortable. And He will take care of me when things are all over the place and I'm anxious. But I'm to be grateful for what He's given. I'm to be grateful for the things that I have. And I just want to definitely remember and know that strive to be comfortable, but don't stay there. Because that's when life will take a hold of you.
Nobody ever told us, we never saw it coming on. Live it up, live it up. Nobody ever told us we could die like this. Live it up, live it up. Corrupted by the comfort we get. God prepare me for the war. Comfort be the thing that'll make a king fall. Eyes on the law, gotta grip that blade of the sword. Tell me how you plan on getting swole if you don't ever get sore. They say, Andy, this ain't music for your car. If they jumpin' ship now, they was never on board. I got enemies, man, they wanna see me on the floor. I got frenemies, couldn't even tell you who they are. If you're not driven by the mission, you'll be driven by the cause. Focused on what you been getting, more than becoming who you are. I tried to point them to the sun, but why they calling me a star? Who would've thought we set their minds free with these bars? In this game, in this biz, want the fame, won't get rich, comfort, everybody wanting it. Never knew I could be lost in this. This my sophomore, gotta go hard when the show over, no encore. I got enough, but I want more, want more. coming.